हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू द प्लूटस आईएएस। आप सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है प्लूटस आईएएस में। टुडे वी आर डिस्कस वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन: अथॉरिटी, responsibility and accountability. Basically these two terms are in paired: accountability, authority and responsibility. But also we are discuss the term accountability. So what is the authority? Authority is derived from power. Power is either positive or or negative, either positive, either negative. But when the power is legitimated, then it is called authority. So coercion, shakti, if we legitimate, then it is called authority. So when the power is legitimate, then it is called authority. So what is the authority? Authority is the form of power, but power is all the perspective, like positive, negative, coercive. But we are living in the democracy, and in the democracy structure, if the power which is ruled or governed by any administrative body or any post, any position, so power should be legitimized. So authority is the form of power, and when the power is legitimate, then it is called authority. Max Weber also called the various form of authority, like traditional authority, like charismatic authority, like legal rational authority. So Max Weber discuss various form of authority, like traditional authority, traditional authority, like traditional authority, like charismatic, and like legal rational authority. So what is the traditional authority? Traditional authority is the form of norms, normative, which is came in the various years of past, some traditionals, some customs of the societies, and it is the form of normative. So what is the traditional authority? Traditional authority is derived from the some customs, some rules, some normatives of the any societies. This form of authority is the ancient time, or any uh, any uh, uh, any tribals, or any some tribal societies. This form of authority is derived from any rural area, any tribals area, or any ancient form of India. So charismatic authority is the wonderful leadership characteristic of any person. So pupils are obey his order without any hindrance or restrictions. Like when many of the leaders in India has have charismatic authority. Suppose JP, Jayaprakash Narayan. when he give the space, when he give the speech, all the public are curious about his speech. So many few peoples are charismatic authority. And last is legal rational. Legal rational authority is the one of the modern form of the authority, and Max Weber also defined legal rational authority. Legal rational authority is just like a position, any post, any incumbent. So authority not in the person, authority vested in the any post, any position, as a sets of rules. So that is called the legal rational authority. So authority is came or derived from any customs, any traditionals, any all culturals, or any all societies जो है, any societies rules. So these are the some form of the authority, and this is the definition of the authority. Then second form is responsibility. So we will discuss responsibility. So what is the responsibility? Responsibility, when responsibility and authority are are both together, are both are vice versa in the aspect of one concept. When there is a authority, always there has to be responsibility. So responsibility without authority is very dangerous, and authority without responsibility is meaningless. If you have authority, if you have any power, suppose you have a IPS officer, you have a, suppose you have a any district magistrate, suppose you have a sub inspector or DSP, you have authority to lathi charge or shoot or fire, but you have a responsibility. When you lathi charge, there are some conditions. When you order the shoot any uh, when you are order the fire, so there are some, always there are some specific condition. Without this condition, you don't give the order. So where is the authority? Always there is a responsibility. Responsibility without authority, authority without responsibility is not the possible. If there is the possible, there is any chaos, there is any misconduct, or any all the anarchism. So both the principle are जो है both the principle are drive same in the same direction. Responsibility uh, and obligation. Responsibility and obligation. Responsibility and obligation. So responsibility and obligation that you must do your duties. So the responsibility, and obligation that you must you must do your duties. Responsibility is the obligation. Responsibility is the badhyata. It is the compulsory obligation. If you have a power, if you have authority, don't misuse your authority. This is your responsibility. And responsibility are in various aspects, like administrative, social aspect, political aspect. But if you give any constitutional or legal put, then that is called the accountability. So accountability is derived from any legal aspect, any constitutional aspect. So any legal or constitutional aspect. So when any type of task, work, if you give a legal aspect, if you give any constitutional aspect, so accountability is always there. So what is the difference between three? Responsibility may be social, responsibility may be political, responsibility may be administrative, but accountability is always in legal aspect, in constitutional aspect, in your in your service, in your duties, which is constitutional, which is government or any legislative or parliamentary provisions, which is formed, which is from the any legislative or parliamentary institution. So what about, I want to say, accountability, behind of the accountability, a legal put, a constitutional put, but responsibility always came in came from his duties, and it is the obligation. But responsibility is the various types, like societies, political, administrative, any personal, but accountability always legal or constitutional. That is the difference. Men and authority, we will already we discussed authority. Authority is the form of power, but power may be positive, either positive or negative. But when the power is legitimized, then it is the called authority. So that is the three main important topic in public administration: what is authority, responsibility, and accountability. So next video we will discuss in detail these three topics. So thank you very much. Today's we will conclude this topic. Thank you very much.